끝이 타버릴 때까지 뛰어 맨발의 청춘을 더
playing with the
burning
music, and apparently it didn't work as well.
넘어져도 상처는 안 남아
Fade in and fade out.
Ooh,
We're gonna do this.
that was like,
I still can't hear it.
oh, I can hear it loud.
No, you could? I can't hear it at all.
Loud.
Okay, well, I'm done. I put it back down. It is down to like there. I can't hear it at all. Weird.
That's funny. That was last time. Remember, I told you I couldn't hear it. So maybe it's your turn.
I guess so. So anyway, hi everybody. How you doing? I will let
Welcome.
you
Hey, Stay. Welcome to STAYtalk. I am JC, and beside me is
Chrysalis, and welcome to the pod this evening. Should we call this a pod? The show?
Why not?
What
is.
should we call this? I mean, I guess it is
a variety show.
a variety show. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a sing and dance. I'm not gonna like sing and dance on command, which leads us into our dish of the day.
A dish of the day. So our
segue freaking queen, baby.
You are.
It out.
You are. So our dish of the day is Hyunjin's Live, and how many still continue to chirp out or sing monkey or dance monkey dance, like that sort of thing, because
pony.
Yes. And poor Hyunjin, I have to say though, he did, I think somebody said at one point he started to like answer or like do, which
he did something. So so what I remember him doing is I wasn't fully paying attention because I was literally body doubling his live. So I was in the middle of doing other stuff because I had a very important exam that I had to take yesterday, and I was cramming for it to make sure I didn't fail. But at one point I looked over and he was doing a typing test at one point, which I thought was hilariously adorable and cute. But then somebody had asked him, if I understand correctly, somebody had asked him to say something. So he took it and they say something in a certain language. And so he took it and he typed it into the computer, and then he just had the computer say it.
Right. Okay. That's what he did. Yes. Yeah.
And like he did it in like 6 different languages. So hello, Kimberly. How are you doing this evening? We can see comments. There's a way to reply to them because we're simultaneously streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, but I haven't figured that out yet. And it's a lot to try to deal with all in one go. So if we see you, we will try to answer you in comments verbally instead of in comments on the show. But yeah, that's apparently what he was doing. Was somebody asked him to say something in a certain language.
Out of all the boys, he's the best at answering people. Like he tries. Mm-hmm. And that's an admirable thing, but at the same time it's like, guys, come on, like enough with the please speak English. Enough with that. Can you be my boyfriend for 5 seconds?
Yep.
Enough with that. Can you say hi to Brazil or whatever? It's like, do you realize how many people? Like at one point I went on, it was 183,000 people. And you know what? Half the time, I think they they can see some of the comments when they come up, but half the time they're not paying attention to that. They're going back to fans, and they're going on fans and seeing what fans is saying. Because I've seen Hyunjin do this several times, and I've seen Lino do this too. Yeah. The only sucky part is like I have fans on my phone and Instagram on my phone, and I can't, like if I'm watching the live, like I can't jump to fans, it shuts it down, and then you got to like jump back and forth, and that's shitty too. But just knock it off. Like this is the mom and me coming out. Knock it off. Like that is the most annoying thing in the free world for them. And Chan talked about it. Like he's gonna do what he wants to do. Well, all the boys are gonna do what they want to do. And guess what? Besides Felix and Chan, with English being their first language, I believe. I know it was Felix's. I don't know about Chan. Chan probably talked Korean in the house because I know both his parents speak Korean. But Korean is their first language and the language they're most comfortable in. So that's what they're going to speak most of the time. Yep.
And I'm just going to point out,
yeah,
I have been listening. I'm just in the back end. I think I finally figured out how to make this 18 and up. So I think right now we are now 18 and up, which is good. I believe we are. I'm hoping that's the case. Okay. Let me just double check something real quick. Yes, we are. Okay,
good. Rika's here. And so Shelly. Hi, guys.
And the reason why I did that, Kimberly, if you are still on here and you are 18 and up, the only reason why I did that is because you asked who our favorite Stray Kids members are. And I don't know if you're under 18 or over 18. So if you are over 18, I apologize. But it was just a good reminder to me to try to figure out how to make this 18 and up. We try to keep our streams 18 and up. So if you were under 18 and you were kicked out and you happen to see this somewhere else, I apologize. But we do that for both your benefit and for ours. So that's the case. But Kimberly, if you are still here, just to kind of follow back, I am okay. Thanks. If you're still here and you are under 18 and you're self-censoring, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Only because, we want to be able to make sure we have a open communication and we don't want to step on any other parent's toes. So that's why we do it that way. But he's to circle back to what the actual dish of the day is. And we did lose a couple people. So
yeah, I saw that.
We had some under 18s in here. So when it comes to Hyunjin and his lives, he is very much one of those guys that will try to be as interactive as possible. And I have noticed all of them have been using fans much more often in conjunction with, because obviously they can't keep track of all the comments on a YouTube live or on an Instagram live or anything like that anyway. I mean, even when they have staff there helping them oversee it, they can't keep track of all the comments.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised at Skizig. Well, I'm surprised. There's got to be somebody on Skizig that does speak English or thereabouts. I'm surprised they don't have somebody sitting there also on the live. Sometimes I know sometimes they do it from home so they don't have Skizig with them. I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, especially their birthdays and stuff, for some of them, like the YouTube lives and stuff, I'm surprised they don't have somebody on a computer.
I mean, the birthday lives, they have staff there. So there probably is somebody there overseeing.
Right. But I'm surprised they're not reading, because I've been part of stuff where somebody's in the room and they're like, oh, such and such asked a question, and then they pin it, like especially an Instagram live, and then they pin it to the bottom for the person to be able to answer. I'm surprised that they like decent questions, like, how are you doing today? Or are you excited for the award show or something? I'm surprised they don't, but see, again, that's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
That supposedly they have staff, but they're not like, is it Sweet Anna Aesthetic on TikTok that I love to watch, because she just calls Division 1 out all the time, which I appreciate. Did you see her new thing? Okay, this kind of segues in from the Hyunjin live. She says, I want to start a group of us that love the grays.
Yes, I saw her gray hairs. And making a fan group name for just the gray hairs.
Yes.
On especially in Hyunjin's head, because he's the one that you see the most of right now, which I think is hilariously funny.
That's great. But people are like, we're shocked. Like, there was a whole thing, like I saw on Twitter, like, oh my God, he's got great. People, are you aware that some people go completely white at 20 something? Like it was a thing back then. I don't know now because there's dye and everything else, but
right. Well, I mean,
people that have gone pure white at 20.
My grandmother was pure white by 18, but that's also because she got struck by lightning. So
right,
that sort of did that for her. But no, I mean it's I don't want them to stop doing lives. That's first of all, by saying that, because I enjoy them too much. I wish we had, and I guarantee most of those that are doing all of the, the behavior and whatnot, that is cringe, for lack of a better word.
A younger stay, and
that's probably younger.
Said. Yes, but
and I get that
in the middle of the day, like my thing was at that time, some of them should be in school. Or are they
most of them probably okay? But do you remember whose log was it? Was Lino?
Yeah,
where somebody was like, "I'm at school," and he's like, "Why are you here? Go back to school." Like it's that there's
it's true.
Depending on the school, depending on the rules.
I keep forgetting we're old. No, we're older. We're more mature. So when we went to school, we didn't have
any of that stuff.
Like be in the library and scroll and like look at something.
Yeah,
like,
maybe they're in study period, and and they don't have anything to study right now. I mean, like I can find justifications for it, but
at the same time, it's like, but if you're over a certain age, you know better.
Oh yeah. Well, and after a while,
what would somebody say?
AJ says, I love it when Lino calls them out. It's hilarious. It is because that man don't give a F. He truly lives by the whole don't give a F. I mean, he does, obviously. He gives lots of Fs all over the place, but he's, when it comes to etiquette, especially when it comes to, societal etiquette and whatnot. He is very much.
Yes. Especially when it comes to the informal formal. I love when he called that person out. She's like, called him over, and he's like, "How old are you?" That's so great.
He's like, why are you calling me? Why are you calling me this?
And it was also a greeting. He's like,
because you said you.
Well, she said hi. She said hi, and he goes, "Aren't you supposed to say?" And he's like, and she's like, "Anaseo," and he's like, "That's better,"
Yeah. No, I mean it's the. I mean, I've come to accept the fact that when it comes to them doing lives, you are always going to have the say this, say that, blah, 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 speak in this. Do you know Russian? Do you know sign language?
Well, do you know? Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, if you want to mute those, you put the @ sign in the little box at the bottom and you leave it there. And
if you're on an iPhone, it doesn't work if you're on an Android, but if you're on an iPhone.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. Well, if you have an iPhone, like Chan and several of the guys, since he bought them all iPhones for their birthdays, except for Felix and Chanbin, I think, were the only two that had Samsung. Yeah, if you put an @ sign in the bottom in the comments, all the comments will go away. So because I will do that. Really.
I'll do that when I'm on my iPad watching a live, but if I'm on my phone watching a live, it doesn't work on the Android. So because I have one of each technically. But yeah, we're always going to have that. We're always going to have that. Can you make a heart? Can you do this? Can you be my boyfriend for 10 seconds?
Oh, and then somebody posted on Threads about, I guess somebody said, "Can you touch your ear if you love Felix or miss Felix?" Or something those about things. Felix. And then he actually touched his ear and kept it there for a while. So of course everybody's going nuts and he kept his hand on his ear, and I'm just like.
And there are times when I think about it, and it's like if I were, 14, 15, 16. Hey, Jocelyn, you made it. If I were 14, 15, 16, and that age bracket right now, I'd probably be doing the same damn thing. Like, you know what I mean? And it's
sorry, I wouldn't be.
I mean,
no chance. I would be,
but I will tell you this: I probably would have been like that maybe the first couple ones. And then I would have figured out, well, wait a minute, this is not how this works. Like there's a progression almost that needs to happen. And I don't know, or someone told Lino that they liked his blue hair and he said, I know. I did not see that one, but good for him. There needs to be some sort of progression. And I don't know how, I'm still trying to figure out how, as the loving Ajumani that I am still trying to figure out how I can bring that horse to water and walk those children through nature. Cause I just haven't figured it out yet. I just haven't. I have taken to reporting comments that are definitely cross line. Cause you see those too.
Yeah.
And those ones I've just gotten to the point. It's like, okay, if you're being that much of an ass, then blah, you're getting reported. Sorry. Yeah. Hey Tina, how are you? So it's that aspect of things where it's like we're always going to have it. So we either have to try to, you have to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to try to educate, which it's hard to do in that situation because there's so many people in there all at once and they're not necessarily going to see it. You have to trust the guys to know what they're going to pay attention to and what they're not going to pay attention to. Yeah. It has to be exhausting for them though. Whenever they do try to do a live, they've got to know, and maybe that's the reason why they don't do them as much anymore, because it's like, oh dear God, I'm going to get on here and there's going to be something. I'm speculating.
Chan said that, and then he's like, yeah, I'm not going to go today. And I'm like, yeah, that may be a good idea, friend. I don't like Chan needs to do it with somebody else. If he's going to do a live, he needs to do a live with one of the other guys.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think after the last one, we're not going to be.
I'm saying though, I think Chan, this is where Chan and I are alike. When something gets on your nerves to the point you do not have a poker face, and he doesn't. And he can't, I have a big mouth, and I'm not saying Chan has a big mouth, but I mean, he's got beautiful mouth, but what I'm saying is if it bothers him, he's got to talk about it.
Yeah.
So my thing is, especially lately with everything that's come out and all the legal thing and everything else, I think if he comes back on for a live, I think he should do it with another member. It's not even like I don't think he could do it by himself. I think he should do it with another member.
The next live we're going to get is his birthday live, and then we probably won't get another one for another year.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, October 3rd, right?
So 2 weeks is his birthday, roughly.
Yeah. Oh, the 3rd's a Friday night, so there you go.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Woohoo!
Oh, I got to work the next morning. God.
But no, I'm just saying, it's something like that. I have to say, there was at one time I wanted to be in the entertainment industry. I wanted to do all this. I'm glad that when I wanted to do it, it wasn't now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it wasn't with the social media, with you could see articles of yourself all over the place, with the things like, I can't even imagine. Like, I feel bad for up and coming artists and celebrities and that are in the public eye now, because it's constant just being able to see what people think of you in real time. Whereas before it would be like if a critic came out or
there would be a delay, and you would normally get a heads up. Like you would have you would get, your company or whatever would get a PR heads up that somebody's written this article or
right.
Whatnot.
You would be able to be prepared. Whereas now it's like comes out of left field. That's why a lot of people do get off of social media. They start on it. They think it's a good thing. They see, and then they see the parasocial aspect that sometimes crosses a line, and they get out.
Well, at least over here on this side of the world, they get
out.
Well,
on this side of the world, yes. I think because over there it's different. It's definitely different. I mean, they're apologizing for things that they shouldn't have to apologize for.
Did you happen to read the thesis of the Stay that based her thesis off of Bang Jen's Chan's?
I didn't read the whole thing. I read the beginning.
I read like the first 6 pages or so. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
That is very interesting because it's true, because he did bring this fandom together and this community, and then when that one thing happened and it got pulled, the rug got pulled out from under. I mean, it definitely was devastating to most Stay.
I mean, there are still plenty of people. I mean, I'm upset I didn't get to see it in real time. Like, right. I would have loved to have seen it in real time. I'm glad I can go back and watch them. Like, they're on the net. I can find them and watch them. And I've gotten through the first 14, 15.
Yeah.
Because again, they're good to have on for body doubling in the background, because I don't necessarily have to pay attention to subtitles or whatnot all the time, because he uses enough English that I'm like, okay. Yeah. But the aspect of how that built the how that contributed to building the fandom is freaking awesome and scary all at the same time. But it's in I think he learned a lot from that, obviously.
Oh, of course he did.
You've got that particular situation. And to go, Shelly is talking about him calling out the solo stands on Bubble the other night.
Which I did a Hey Stay about, and I said, he has every right to. Mm-hmm. He has every right in the free world to call out these solo stands.
Yep.
Because these solo stands do more harm than good at all, which they try to go on their high horse. It's like, oh, no, I saw a couple do this. Oh, no, I'm OT8, but I'm just a fan, for this thing. No, you're not, because I've seen you slam the other guys. Like, you can't hide from things you post on the internet. Remember,
they are permanent.
It will follow you.
I mentioned that today.
Oh yeah.
Pay attention to what you're posting online, because it will follow you.
Right.
But the making preparation for next year only now. Okay, so Tina, we'll get to that in just a second, because I want to touch on that too, just in general. But regarding the solo stand stuff, I mean, I know people would probably look at what I post online just because of how I post and whatnot, and think that I'm a solo stand, which I am not.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that man's got his hand wrapped around my throat, which is exactly where I want it to be. So we're perfectly good here. But the if my mother ever sees this, I'm sorry, Mom. I apologize. It's figure of speech. You won't understand it if you're not in the fandom. We'll play it off as that. But I'm not one. I am definitely OT8. I love all those. They are all unbelievably amazing in all their different ways. But calling out the solo stands, in my opinion, is also like, I don't understand. I mean, I can understand not liking every guy in the group. I get it. Like that's always going to, you don't get along with everybody all the time. You
Right.
don't get along with everybody you come in contact with.
And I don't understand that, because then you wouldn't like the group. Like, my thing is, if there's one person that if it bothers you enough, you wouldn't like the whole group in general, even if it's just one.
I'm going to kick it back to New Kids on the Block and poor Danny.
But he was still likable. Like, people still liked him. They didn't, how do I put this? They didn't
not my neck of the woods. Not my neck of the woods.
Because he was part of the group. Like, it was you took the group, but like you had your favorites, of course.
But he was like, in my neck of the woods, he was invisible. Like, he just didn't exist in my neck of the woods. Now, I don't know if that was the way it was geographically all over the rest of the United States at the time. But in my neck of the woods,
right,
he was, so I get it.
And Backstreet Boys too, because the same thing. Howie was, again, Backstreet Boys as a whole. Howie was probably the least popular, but people didn't dislike him. Like, from what I gather.
Exactly.
I wasn't a boy band person. I like New Edition, and a New Edition everybody was like. So I don't know.
Yeah, but so I kind of bring it back to that, where it's like, okay, that's kind of there's always been that case where you always have one member of the band, one or two members of the band, the rest of that just aren't as popular. But it wasn't let's go, like you said, it wasn't let's go bash that person. It was just, they just weren't there. It was just like, they just didn't, you still liked the group.
Mm-hmm.
You still love the group. It's just, yeah. So I can understand when somebody is like, I'm not too into this member or this member or this member, or I don't get why this person is as popular as they are. I understand that, because that's just, in my mind, that's human nature.
Right.
But
you're gonna be attracted to or like who you like. Yeah.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you disrespect the aspects of the group.
Correct.
Because you wouldn't have those people that you are fawning over if it wasn't for the group.
Correct. Right.
And especially when it comes to Chris, you wouldn't have any of it.
Right.
And if it wasn't for that man. Like, so, to turn around and be like, well, I only like you. And I brought this up on Threads, and I think I said it that one of our last lives that we did too, where it's like, if you're not going to walk up to a single, the joke is that he's the single father of 7 kids, right? You're not going to walk up to a single parent and go, you know what, I like you, but I'm not so sure about your kids,
right?
Because that parent is going to be like, if they're any sort of decent parent, is going to be like, okay, well then bye, because package deal here. Stray Kids is a package deal. That's you get the whole thing. You get the whole set. It's an 8-piece set. Now, granted, you don't have to play with all 8 pieces, but it's still an 8-piece set. And so you need to, that's actually a great way to put that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to play with all 8 pieces, but you still get all 8 in the set. So
somebody's going to say, but what if I want to play with all 8 pieces?
That'd be me.
I'm sorry, guys.
Anyway,
I feel like Ben right now and be like, what did I say? Did I say that? And Ben slaps himself because he's like,
I give it up. So that, and to kind of segue that into what Tina was talking about when, if they're already making preparations for next year when Lino joins the military. First of all, we don't know for certain yet when Lino is going to join the military. Just because you have to enlist by a certain age does not mean you need to start military service by a certain age in Korea. So it has to be completed, or at least completed our process.
But wait, he's only turning 27, correct?
Yes.
So, and he has it's the age of 29 to enlist.
So they've got people constantly freak out about the military aspect of things. And I get it, because military hiatus can cause lots of problems for Korean groups because of the whole, the fall off of content and whatnot and blah, 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 and yada, yada, noise cancellation. But people need to stop freaking out about it, because I guarantee you, with the way those guys are and with what we have seen over the last, since debut, really, with them, they already have a plan in place.
Yeah.
They already have it. Chris has got the next, 6 or 7 albums probably planned out by now. Him and Three Roch has already got that done. Like,
Right.
So if they have that in place,
you have 2 active members that don't have to go in that could still
continue to make content.
Continue to make content and keep the name out there.
Yeah. So it isn't anything that I think we as a fandom need to worry about. What I do think is that, and I'm going to actually, the post I made today from my daily Agumani advice was talking about speculation and how speculation a lot of the times causes a lot more problems than it does anything else. Because especially in the day and age that we're in now, where somebody can we'll use this pod for an example, because I'm sure I'm going to be making clips of it to put on social media. So I'm already clipping the content down to put on social media to make it bite-sized for people, right? If I were to take that and, or somebody could easily take that, and then turn around and clip it even further. And now it's like, okay, well, this person said this. And then people start taking that as truth.
Right.
When they don't have the full context of the conversation in the first place, right. When they don't have the full context of the video in the first place. So then people start running off of speculation. Right. And that's what I think a lot has happened with a lot of the military stuff is people get all worked up into arms about, oh my God, the military, they're going to go in the military. When's this going to happen? Oh, Leto's going to go next year. We don't know. We don't know when he's going to go ultimately at the end of the day.
He talked recently. I thought I saw something that he said in a couple of years. I think he says like he mentioned something. It was on an interview or something recently. He was talking. Somebody asked, and he says, "Yeah, in a couple of years when we have to, or when we go, or when I go, or whatever." It's something to that fact.
I'm Garrett. There's a couple things, and I'm going to put out there a couple of things that I think I'm speculating, which is completely
right. You just said don't speculate.
In my opinion,
not black. I know. I'm just saying. You remember, I am the theorist. Remember, I am the Lynchian theorist.
Yeah,
I came up with an idea that
there are certain
was dead. So I mean, like, you can't try anything by me. Okay, like go ahead.
There are certain context clues, however, that we can use to turn around and say, okay, based on what we do know, based on the facts that we have seen, and with the way they have done things over the years and whatnot, a couple of the things, and not just them, but like other K-pop groups, something that we do know, most K-pop groups usually wait till the very last minute, like the day before they turn whatever age they need to turn to enlist.
Like Cotton Wu just did from Astro, but he actually, that was planned only because I say this is because he's going to be in the military band.
Oh, well. But, so we know most K-pop groups are going to wait till the very last minute for any of their members to enlist when they have to enlist. Right. Now, the question comes into play is, are they going to stagger enlistment? Are they going to all go at once so that they all get their enlistment, so they all get their service done roughly at the same time? We don't know those things. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know the specifics of how it's going to happen. We do know it's going to happen. We do know they're probably going to wait till the last minute because that's just the way history and patterns have shown us is going to be. And I think beyond that, we probably just need to sit back and chill.
Rekka asked, or I think it was Rekka. Hold on, let me see. And if I'm saying your name wrong, I am sorry. I keep thinking like it's like Becca, so Rekka. She said, I've understood it's a lot of medical things, and that is true. There is a lot of there's a lot of medical. They have to go through the gamut. And the only reason I know this is because recently Raoun was supposed to join. Raoun is a K-drama actor. Yep, that was in SF9. He has gone 3 times to go, and he didn't pass because of his back. So I'm not so sure. I don't know if he can go because he was supposed to go in July and he's still out. And then it was supposed to be August again, and he's still out. So I don't know. So and they do run you through quite the testing. So yeah, that is true.
I mean, they run you through the testing here in the U.S. too. When you go to enlist, there's a whole battery of tests and whatnot you have to take.
Absolutely.
And so and that makes sense.
It used to be if you had flat feet, you couldn't join. So
oh my God, yeah, I mean, a whole bunch of different stuff. Right. But when it comes to that, ultimately, there's a couple of things that we can we can probably rely on the fact that, they've got it they've got a plan, because that's just the way this group has been since before, since debut. They've had a plan in place, and it has worked wonderfully. And they're probably going to wait till the last minute, but when and how, don't know that. And for anybody out there saying he's going to do this, we don't know that. So let's not throw that around like it's fact when we don't have any clue.
Right.
Because that just causes a lot more problems than it's worth. So, and then you get people freaking out and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah.
Well, speaking of speculation, since I saw this on Threads, so we could talk about more speculation, but this is actually fun speculation. So I guess there's the boys are going tomorrow, or they're flying later on today. So it's supposed to be 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 6 p.m. KST. They're flying to Macau for the awards. But I guess there's rumors because Sungmin's birthday is 22nd. Supposedly he's flying right after the show to London to be at the Burberry London show.
Okay.
So hopefully that is true, because I would love for him to have that for his birthday and everything else. I don't know how long it's from Macau to London, but and I guess Lino too was supposed to go to Italy, but I'm not so sure that he's going to get to do that for Gucci. We know that we do know it's secure that Hyunjin is going to some Versace show, and that Felix will be at LV show.
And Chan's going to Fendi, because
Chan's going to Fendi, and I guess doing some sort of fan thing. I guess that is speculated that he's going to do some sort of fan thing for Fendi.
Yeah. Well, because he actually said during the fan meet he was going to Italy. Yes, he was asking Stay if she was going. So
that's right. I forgot about that. And they didn't confirm anything yet for Ian for Damani or Bottega.
Macau to London is anywhere between an 18 to 24-hour flight, depending on how many layovers you get.
Ouch. Yeah. Where the hell is? I have to look at. Did you look it up? Where is Macau? Is it part of? The only reason I know the name is because I believe in Shang-Chi. That's where they go, and they have that big club thing. It's Macau. Where is Macau?
I hate to say it, but I don't know, because I am not.
Here it is. It's China, which I thought that. Yes.
Okay.
Macau is a special administrative region of China located on the southern coast of China and on the west side of the Pearl River Delta in East Asia. It lies across from Hong Kong. See, so I was right. It wasn't Shang-Chi, and it was because they said Macau was like this bustling city. I'm sorry to bring it back to a Marvel reference, but
That's all right. We're good. Those are good. So okay, Mara.
Mara, who is your bias?
So JC and I are pretty much Aussie line. It's just who our Alton Wreckers are a little different. So I mean, granted, yes, OT8 all the way, absolutely, 100%. JC's alt is Felix, my alt and Wrecker, and there needs to be a term beyond alt and Wrecker because that's Chris. So but pretty much Aussie line for bias hierarchy, as it were.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not answering that. And Mara, no offense, I'm not answering that question. Not happening. So, because that I don't feel that that's anybody's business. So, but that's the OT8, but there's a hierarchy. So for me, it's like, that's okay. For me, it's Chris and Felix, with Chris being the Wrecker alt, and then Hyunjin, and then down the line. And the guys down the line rotate. They rotate.
Yeah.
So, for you, JC, I don't know if it's the same way when it comes to everybody else, but it's just.
No, I mean, no, because Felix right from the beginning was is who kind of struck my fancy and then kind of held me there. Chris, I guess if you had to do it, I was told that it could be this way. Felix is my ultimate bias. Chris would be my bias. Hyunjin and Sungmin kind of they rotate as my Wrecker, and then the rest of them I just adore. So, because I mean, look at, how could you not love Lino just from Leebit? You know what I mean? I don't, in my kazoos, I love Bokari, but I love me some Leebit. So I don't know. And I have a wolf fan too.
So is Lee Bit your alt skazoo then? Because I know there's a whole thing about biases and wreckers and skazoos.
You know what? I don't know.
We've never talked about that, so let's go ahead.
But look, but Bukari's so cute. Like, I don't know. And you know what? It's funny. It's not lost on me that it's a rabbit and a chick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I guess I like Lee Bit. Lee Bit's an evil rabbit. And
So my skazoo line, Wolf-chan, because I always pull the wolf people. I don't know why. I have my whole life. I always tend to pull wolf people. So it's Wolf-chan, and then Generate, and then Leave It, and then Koka, and then Bakari.
Yeah.
In regards to my skazoo line, that's kind of but at the same time, I have both, Bakari and Wolf-chan on my backpack. So
yes, I have like a Generate keychain. I have a Bakari keychain. My favorite keychain is Bakari, but it says "You're always hungry." It answers Chanbin's Dwecky when the four of them.
You're always hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hungry. You're always hungry.
So I just now is the time that I'm going to bring up again, Chris, if you're watching this, line distribution for 0801, please. You're going to do a live, or you're going to say anything or come on Bubble. You could say it on Bubble. You could say, you know what, JC, here's the line distribution. I do or I do not sing the last line in 0801, and I will be satisfied, and I will leave it be. Okay. You know what? Ben mentioned his hair and getting a buzz cut every day. So I'm going to be that person. Like, that person that you hate in the comments, like day one of asking for this. Well, this is my day, whatever.
This third day, fourth day of asking.
I don't know. All I know is
fourth. Hold on, wait, is it?
No, because I've asked for it on Threads and a couple other places. He's just got to find it. But
it's longer than that. Hold on. This is now the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whenever it came out.
This is the seventh. This is the seventh live that we have done where you have been talking about this line distribution.
And I'm going to keep talking about it, just like Ben kept talking about it.
Okay.
And that Shannon knows you know him. But
there we go. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just moderating.
No, I know. That's fine. I believe that person may have been under the 18.
I don't know how. Unless, of course, they were lying about their age. Because I double-checked YouTube as soon as that started popping up. And I was
okay, good. Okay.
And
so that's my 2 cents. I would like to come on and say, here's a line distribution, Jen.
Yep.
You okay?
So, no, I'm good. I'm just trying to.
No, it's fine.
It's a lot all at once to try to, do everything.
Yeah.
Do everything. Do the things. Yeah. Do all the things. My goodness. Yeah, it's been a week. It has been a week.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got, guys, I'm going to die laughing if we start getting like bubble messages all of a sudden.
That's what I was going to say. So it's funny. So I went on TikTok, and all I had to do was 3 times. I said, you know what? It was like day 1 of asking straight kids to do soda pop. Day 2 of asking straight kids to do soda pop. Day 3 of asking, and then stray kids did soda pop. And I'm like, things happen because I asked for that.
You're manifesting.
Because I manifested it.
Yeah, you're manifesting. I'm going to die laughing if we end up becoming known somehow. Not that's not the intent of us doing this. We're doing this because we genuinely want to share our experiences and our input and whatnot with fellow Stay, and hopefully maybe help some people out in the meantime, and just kind of contribute back to the community in some way, shape, or form. But I will die laughing if that is what ends up getting us noticed somehow through all this, and just be like, hi. Yes.
You know what's funny? I laugh. And it's laugh in a kind way, because I understand that some people don't want to be perceived. That whole thing. I don't want to be perceived. Why? Go ahead, perceive me, laugh at my ass. I don't care. Like, it's like, guys, like if I could bring you just an inch of sunshine like Felix does to everybody, then I've done my job. I want to make them laugh. I want them to know how much they're appreciated and how thankful I am that I found them. So perceive me all you want. Like,
I'd absolutely love to have like an interview, like an actual sit down.
You know
interview.
what I mean? Like,
I
just
would
like,
love to do that. Just that's my biggest like Stray Kids manifestation dream, if it were to happen. Like, if it were to actually, but that I get to sit down across the table from Chris and just have a conversation for at least an hour, minimum of an hour.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be about work. It doesn't have to be I just want to pick the man's brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to have that he could info dump Genshin on me and I will be unbelievably happy. Like, just, that aspect of that. Cause it's just, I just want to have an hour to just let it out type thing. That's my.
Well, it's funny. I would love to chat with them about like other things they'd want to do musically or.
Yeah. Like
only because they're all musical, like that clip where it's Hani and Chanbin and Felix singing Chicago. Like like I'm a total musical theater geek kid. You know what I mean? So like for me, it would be like, if you guys could all be in a music, what would it be? Like talk about that or talk about
like it's
different things. Like,
what have you watched or read lately that you thought was really, really cool and why? Like what about it? Caught your attention, that type of stuff. That's the thing. Like, just
that's the stuff. Like, that's the stuff that this is what bothers me. That's the stuff that people are asked here. Western artists, to a point, are asked about likes and dislikes and what they're into and what everything over here. They're not asked much over there, and that bothers me. They're asked more kind of like, I don't know.
Well, okay, but is that because the societal focus here is individualism, whereas the societal focus in a lot of Asian cultures is more community?
It is community, but you still want to know about the individual within that community. It's like they pry if it's like, and get angry about certain things that they do on the side, but they, you know what I mean? But they wouldn't want to know like what they're reading. Like, but they want to know if they have a girlfriend and who they're talking to is another idol, and they're very invasive in that capacity, but they don't want to know what if they picked up a book. You know what I mean? Like, it just that's maybe a cultural thing, and that's not me being angry about it. It just seems like, and I'm not saying one or the other is better.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that it would be nice to have, like, I love these birthdays, like when they do the lists, and this is my nickname, and this is what I'm into.
Like when Chan and Felix were on the Australia TV show.
Yes.
Where the Let's F and Go came from.
Yes.
And that the way that was just a conversational.
Yes. Like a conversational interview. Like, oh, I heard, Felix, that you were, scouted from the street. And he's like, and he starts laughing. No, it was Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knew that until that point. Well, at least I didn't know that. I don't know if other people did, but and how cute that was. And then,
and even like the rapid fire, salty or sweet, which, Vegemite or Tim Tams, which one you want? Like, it just,
let me tell you something. I got to try some Tim Tams recently because
they're good.
I went to go see Hugh Jackman at Radio City Music Hall. He did his one-man show. It was awesome. If you have a chance and you're close to New York, go see Hugh Jackman. It was wonderful. But anyways, at the concession stand, they sold Lamingtons, which I wanted to try because it's coconut.
I want to try those too.
But they didn't. They were out, of course. But they had Tim Tams. They had just regular chocolate Tim Tams.
They're so good.
They were so good.
They're so yummy.
Oh my God. I'm like that and I've tried Vegemite. So I'm like, sorry guys. I'm like, it's all about the Tim Tams.
I haven't tried the Vegemite yet. I have been debating getting the little teeny tiny jar of it because I wouldn't want to get a big jar because I know I'm not going to probably eat the big jar, but
it's definitely umami. I'll give you that. Like
did you do it properly though with the butter and the very, very thin?
Yes.
You're not supposed to like glop it on there like jam.
Like glop it on, and that's why people are like, but no, I did. And it's very umami-ish. Like it's got that, umami bomb kind of flavor, but I like nutritional yeast, and it reminded me a little of like that with kind of like, if you took, it reminded me if you took like soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, like anything really salty and umami, and then like like almost like soybean, like miso kind of, sort of. And then kind of like mix that all together with like a little nutritional yeast for like that little bit of cheesiness. And then like that's kind of like Vegemite.
Interesting. Okay, so
yeah, it's a combo of several.
If I'm in a salty mood, maybe I'd actually like it. I don't
know. Yes.
But yeah, no, I would just want to sit down and have that, like just have a normal conversation. These guys get abnormal so much of the time as it is. And it's obvious, like you could see that when you've got Chris on Fans talking about, I'm not going to answer the questions that are obviously looking for my attention. I want to have I want to hear from you guys. What's your normal? What did you do today?
Right.
Like I want the normal, like, So there's that aspect of things for it. And then and Rekka with the whole, if Chan mentions in a bubble, it's going to be epic. It's hilariously funny because our first TikTok live last week, there was somebody in there, and their account is run very much like it is actually Chan, with their account, and they do a very good job of it. I will give them credit. Whoever it is, they do a very good job of it. And if it actually is him literally hiding in plain sight, I would die laughing. Then if it's not him hiding in plain sight and it's somebody,
but he said yes, it's me, which I started laughing on the TikTok live. I asked about the line distribution. He's like, "Yep."
And so so if it was him, I'm still kind of like, I'll float the Delulu for a little while just because why not? But I'm also trying to keep reality that it could also very well be the other way. But it would not also, on that very live, we were talking about the fact that knowing him, he is probably literally hiding in plain sight. So it's quite possible that we may have already been perceived.
Yes. I love that term, perceived. Just like, okay, whatever.
I can't obfuscate. Sorry, that's a live action role playing thing, and I probably went over most people's heads.
Can you tell it's been a long week? We said it's been a long week, right?
It's been a long week, but I was able to get obfuscated to like a terminology, so I'm a happy girl this evening. Oh, it's been.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The man is a freaking ninja. Yes, he is a freaking ninja.
It's been a week.
Yes, he is. No, I'm with you. I have to say though, I have in the last two lives we've got Hani and Felix for their birthdays, and I have to say I'm proud of Skizig for finally finding a bakery that the boys actually enjoy their cakes.
So, why was that so hard?
I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? It's funny. Like I thought of this before because Felix, like it's funny. Sungmin talked about introducing Felix to Korean food, like more Korean food, because obviously he came from Australia and it's different. But he's got such a sweet tooth, and the cakes and stuff. I thought from what I'm a foodie, so from what I was reading is more. They're not as sweet. They're sweet, but they're not as sweet. So and they like different flavors. So I mean, to me, I don't know why it was so difficult. But even like somebody said, the cake that Hyunjin was eating down in South America, they thought it like looked dry, and I'm like, it had cream. It was the way it was frosted because it's that naked cake look.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, it had berries and stuff in it. It didn't look, and he kept eating it. So obviously it was good.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was just,
Hyunjin's not somebody that's going to keep eating something if it's not good. Like that pizza.
Somebody else who has, his face has subtitles. You know whether that man likes something or doesn't like something, whether it's food, whether it's a conversation, whether it's whatever, when that man does and doesn't like something. Mm-hmm. So if he continually is eating it and he does the little that he does when he's all sorts of happy, then it's delicious.
Yep.
Like, I was actually thinking that with his live yesterday when he got the pizza, because I was just, I could just literally sit there and just listen to him draw and eat. And I don't usually like listening to people eat, but because he's got the whole, like, you've got the whole
the ASMR stuff. Like, it's so funny to me, the ASMR stuff, like, because I don't really get the ASMR stuff. And then of course I saw some of the ones, like the one with Lino and Felix, the one with Hanbin, and was it
Lino and Felix one was hilarious.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's like, what is it in Korea? And Felix goes,
chicken in Korean, fried.
And that laugh is just the best, like the two of them.
And there was a Felix and Ian one that was also hilariously funny. Yes. Felix having to mix a cat with a chick for a sound.
Like, yeah.
It ends up sounding like a dinosaur, which is actually accurate.
Yes.
And then there was that one, and then there was a Hyunjin and Lino one.
Yeah.
If I remember right. So for those, and those were fun. Those were like, I kind of, on one hand, I almost wish they could do more of that type of content. They don't need to do any more of that type of content anymore.
No.
But there's times I almost wish they could, because they do genuinely seem to enjoy doing it. Just that aspect of just.
Well, it's funny how people talk about their favorite Skiz codes and like the different ones, like especially people love the balloon one, the Suspicious Labs.
Suspicious Lab. That was my very first one that I actually sat down and watched, and I died laughing. So
but the most recent one that got me laughing really hard was the one where they went to the water park.
That one was fun.
Because number one, because of the questions, and then how Felix was so happy, and then like Hyunjin was like knocking everybody down, and like that's when everybody was like, oh my god, like, you know. But I loved when they were all in a row, and Skizig would shoot them with the water depending on what their like code thing was, and Jonathan kept getting it, and he didn't realize that it was like Hyunjin. He couldn't say Hyunjin's name or something, or Lino was fixing his hair, and they kept shooting at him, and he's like. He like did it so quick.
Or like when Felix was trying to figure out what his was, and he was like, Yeah. Okay, all right, now I got it. Now I know what it is. Like he was like taunting them to like, okay, what is it? What is it? Which is, you know what? Okay, that's another thing I'd love to see. Honestly, you know what I would love to see? I want to sit down in the room when Felix is gaming, like actually gaming, like honest to God. Just nobody else around.
I think it would have to be censored because I think that man.
You're getting okay.
Because I do, so I know he's probably doing.
Headcanon for me is that going back all the way to the dorms, every single one of those guys, when there's no cameras running, you're getting it, especially Chris and Felix, because Chris has talked about how much he cusses. So Chris is trying to remind himself constantly.
I mean, like that's an Australian thing, I think. Well, and but I think he said it's because.
Yes, I want to watch him build a keyboard too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I want him to do like custom keyboards. Like I think people would be like, pay big bucks to get custom keyboards from Felix.
Oh yeah, they would.
He could clean house. He wouldn't have to work at Louis Vuitton anymore. He would be rolling.
That's his backup plan. Yeah. That's the backup plan.
We got it for you, Felix.
He can make artisanal keyboards.
That's right.
There's the next clip for the next social media. Anyway,
I needed this laugh today.
And it all started with the sisterhood
of the traveling sourdough or whatever, the sisterhood of the
pigmented and fractured. Yes. Pigmented and fractured, the sisterhood of the sinful sourdough.
Well, that's that clip from when were they in Macau? Now that I think about it, where he got the burgers, where he did the taste test. I think they were in. Was
that there?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where it was.
And he goes, he goes, I wish you guys heard that. And it's just like
you can just faintly, like you can just faintly, if you have your volume turned up on your TV well enough and you got a good like bass on there, you can just barely hear it. But yeah, no, that's the two of them in particular, but the other six too. I truly believe the other six.
Lino, I've seen some clips of Lino swears in English, and actually it was one he mouthed it. He was somewhere where he was like that. I'll have to find the clip and send it to you. He was sitting back in a chair, and I think it was on stage or something, and nobody was they were watching everybody, and you see him mouth like that, and it's yeah. So he was mad about something or something because he's just like that, and he's just like like confused, and I'm thinking. That's funny because that's like the international swear word of the world. I don't care. You could know not a stitch of English, but you'll know that word.
And it wasn't Shabal. It was definitely
no, it wasn't Shibal.
Okay, Shabal. And it's
you know what? There's Trust Andy on TikTok. Go follow him. He did a whole thing where he pulled the best Shibals from all the K-dramas and stuff. The best one he thinks one of the best ones is from Squid Game, where I forget who the character is gets called, and he just keeps saying it as he's walking through the crowd.
I don't remember that, and I'm all caught up on that.
It's the guy that was in that food K-drama one, and I forgive me. I've seen so many, like they all start going into each other.
Yeah,
that's all I watch.
You know what? Now that I am no longer cramming, I think after we are done here, I will start watching because I can now. I'm not I'm not so completely stressed. I mean, I'm gonna be completely stressed until my rent is paid. That's I will be not. I will no longer
be prepared though. You will not like regular television after starting K-drama.
I don't like regular television as it is now. I barely watch it.
I'm just saying, but even like shows, like I used to like some shows like on Netflix and Prime and stuff. I can't watch regular television. It's just like the stories are just, I don't know. Anybody who comment either in the chat or in the thing if you watch. Oh yes, I think from Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. I love Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. I can't wait for this weekend's too. I'm like, I want to see what happens with the food contest.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's all right. It's good.
You know what? It's Yuna who used to be in a girl group. I forget what girl group she used to be in. She's in it. And then Lee Chae-min, who used to host one of the music shows, he plays the king. And it's on Netflix right now. There's I think there's only 7 episodes that have been out so far, and then it continues. Oh.
But yeah, I've got it. I need to start.
I can give you a list like this long, and actually, Rena's been going through a lot of them too.
Between you and Meg and Rena and all the whatnot, I'm sure I could probably find. But I'm just gonna, I did. Oh, but
you need to watch some Raoul because I'm telling you, he may.
Oh, great. That's like, I just need another one. I'm trying not to stand other groups right now because my bandwidth only goes so far.
You could just stand him. You don't have to stand SF9. I'm just saying because
yeah. You know what was funny? Okay. So I did go to the school board meeting last night, right? And I show up and I've got my keychains on my wallet. So I don't carry a purse. I've long ago stopped carrying a purse because I have a backpack, but I can't stand carrying a purse. Yeah. So I have my wallet, and my wallet is on a keychain or is on a wallet chain, and it confuses people, and that's fine. They could be confused because it doesn't apply. But I've got my keychains and my Tamagotchi hanging off my wallet chain. Partly because if I keep my Tamagotchi on my wallet chain, I will actually keep the thing alive. And so far, my Quokka is doing quite well. But it's been a month. Let's see how long it takes. 2 months. It's been 2 months. It's been a little over a month. Anyway, but I also brought my water bottle, which currently looks like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. And I brought my tablet, which currently looks like this. And these are all skazoos. So I show up there and it was an absolute shit show. But beyond the fact that it was an absolute shit show, I'm sitting there talking to one of my friends who I haven't seen in a very long time. And I'm like, I really wish I was home right now watching very attractive men instead of sitting here. She's like, are you still obsessed? And I was like, and she's like, oh God. I'm like, I'm like, but you know what? I haven't been happier. I've never been happier. I have never been happier. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I haven't been to a school board meeting in 16 months, and I have been unbelievably, wonderfully happy and dopamine filled. I go back to one school board meeting, and I want to punch people. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, but yeah, I thought it was funny because I'm just like, obsessed? Nah, not in the slightest. But it was just funny because she was just like, she's like, it's been how long? I'm like, shush. I'm like, I have been happy this whole entire time. Leave me alone. I'm like, and they're unbelievably, amazingly attractive in person.
Yes.
So
that's the thing. That's the thing, though. It's funny. Like, people are like, and it's funny to me that people still like will see them out in public and be like, I didn't realize they were that good looking. Yes, all of them. Like, there's just something like when they came on the stage in New York, I'll never forget it because I was just like,
Sungmin, man.
Sungmin in person is absolutely stunning. I'm sorry. Like, he's at the end of the stage. I saw that Lino ab lift live. I want that to be known. Like, he was literally like from me to like if you were in my office.
I manifested the useless jacket being opened the first time, so I will take that.
Yeah.
I manifested that. I will that my Delulu will continue to say that I manifested that shit.
Yep.
Because of my threads post that morning before the whole thing started. And just, that was the, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I got that. And they're my children, soak them. that was, but
we got
yeah.
the plane.
You got the plane and the Sungmin.
And the
which is hilarious.
Yes.
And the Sung abs. The Sung abs.
The plane was hysterical because it was so funny to see Chan. Chan would be talking, then he'd be like,
they're okay.
People started screaming, and like, because we were like, I mean, I was on the floor in the front, so I'm like, what are you screaming at?
You can't see.
And Felix like comes out to the edge of the stage and he looks, and you just see his face light up, and then you see everybody else run, and then the plane goes over. And the funnier part was I think it was somebody in our Skiz Nation group. Their brother was on the plane and filmed it from above at what it looked like below during that part. So it was funny. It was like it all came back full circle.
Yeah, but it's yeah, they're just in. Yeah. I want to go back. Can I go back to June?
Yeah, I know.
Please,
I want to go back to June, and I want to go back to it not being a thunderstorm and being beautiful and not being 100 degrees.
Oh well, yeah, there was that.
So I didn't look like a drowned rat. That. My curls didn't look like.
I just it was just that was just probably hands down the best.
That's for another show because we could go on and on and on.
Yeah. And we have just crested the hour mark, so I think we are done for this evening.
Yes.
And I forgot. Did we schedule next week or?
Yeah, I think Sunday at 2:30.
Sunday at 3:30. Was it 3:30?
3:30.
I have something that doesn't have Stray Kids on it. Oh my god, I have to rectify that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Sunday at 3:30.
Okay.
All right. No, 2:30. 2:30. Sunday at 2:30 because we were going to do earlier. So if you're in here this evening, or if you catch this on a replay, then you would like to actually catch us live when we do these. Our very next live is going to be upcoming this Sunday, whatever this Sunday happens to be, which is the 21st at 2:30 Eastern, which is 11:30 Pacific, and which would technically be way early in the morning if you're on KST time, which is just 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific on Sunday is going to be our next show. So we do hope that we will see you there. Mm-hmm. And if you are just catching us for the first time or on a replay, we thank you for being here. We truly, truly do. We appreciate everybody that shows up in the lives. When you show up in the lives, we appreciate everybody that shows up on the back end for the replays. We do try to get to comments as much as humanly possible. And we are on pretty much all the socials. So if you want to follow us on any of our other socials, smash buttons, subscribe, notifications, blah, 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 yada, yada. You know the deal. YouTube's been around for long enough at this point in time. Just, we appreciate you and we love you being here. And I'm going to end tonight like I do every other time that we end our stuffs now and how I do things on social media, which is now let's get out there and be the best damn fandom that Stray Kids deserve and make our guys proud as hell. So we hope you have a good rest of the week, guys. We will see you on Sunday and have a great evening.
Thanks, everybody.
A little bit on this, just so I can make sure that we actually have share. And now we're gonna
발끝이 타버릴 때까지 뛰어 맨발의 청춘을 더 burn it up 넘어져도 상처는 안 나